Alrighty, welcome back, guys. Um, so we're gonna watch one of Emonggs videos that I participated in. I give you guys thoughts, I guess, and my point of happen on. Um, First things first. I prepped for this event thinking I was going in as a support, and then last minute they told me I was gonna be a tank, and so I was like, oh shit, I've been prepping for the wrong role. And I don't play tank often as is, so my tank was already shit to begin with. Um, and knowing this, when I got put in my team, oh, excuse me, I got put in my team with flat players. Immediately told them, I was like, look, I was going into this match expecting to be a support. They put me in as tank, so here we are. We're probably gonna be terrible. And they were all nice. Every last one of those plat players were really. Before we even started recording, like, oh, let's all warm up together. And we all played some quick play matches together, and that was really fun. I got to talk about every single one of them except a few AFK. But they were really nice. Me and the other bronze Maddie, she was just as new to the event as I was, because I joined the Discord for that you can sign up for these events for a week before I got chosen. And when I got chosen, I was wow, I didn't think that was gonna happen, but it happened anyway. But anyways, I talked to Maddie for a little while, and she was not expecting to get picked at all either. I think she made way before I am, which was fine. Um, but I got to play with her for a few times before, and even I didn't think long did bronze. I'm new. I have no right. I've been a bronze player my entire Overwatch life, but I, in my opinion, would think she's higher up, at least on her trace. Like, I don't know, maybe silver. That's just my opinion. Um, but let's get into this, yeah?
Alrighty, we are back with another Spot the Bronze. So basically, the way it works, both teams have 4 plat players each, and 1 bronze player in each team. So we have to figure out who the secret bronze is. Thank you, Coach Kobe, for getting all this set up. Coach Kobe's been providing the codes for these and getting everything set up for these. And let's do this. We are gonna figure out.
Coach Cope is called the tri. I can link that in the video later on.
Who the bronze is on each team. Here we go. We're gonna start with the Orisa. We don't see Orisa too much in games, so already I want to see how the Orisa plays.
Alright. He's gonna say something about me playing really forward here. I want everybody to know that at the beginning of this match, I asked all the plats. The comms were amazing. I love the comms being there. Usually I don't, because at bronze nobody talk, and if you do talk, people bitch the right? So I try to avoid comms. But knowing that I was gonna be in comms with a bunch of plat players, I wanted to be in there talking with them as much as possible. And I expected a lot of callouts, which there was quite a bit of callouts, but it was all as soon as I told him I wasn't gonna be that great as a tank, it was just all, oh yeah, we're just gonna be having fun this entire time. And that is pretty much what we were doing. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Dirty who was asking how to how my bronze games look like mainly, and like I said, I usually play support, so I'm usually in the back lines where everybody else is behind me. Everything. And so I asked them at the beginning. I was like, "Do you guys want to play in further back behind the cars?" or do you want to play in front of the cars where a lot of people like to play? They were like, oh, either way is fine. And so I kind of just stood there, and nobody said anything. Later on in the video, he's gonna say something about how my entire team is like in the back lines above me. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. Otherwise, I would have been like directly below him. um, but as far as that goes, like, I'm totally blaming my positioning on my team because they could have told me something and I would have stepped back because that's exactly what I told them. I was like, hey, supports, you guys don't like how far up I am, let me know, I'll take a step back. Easy, just be like, void, and I'll step back. No problem. And they were like, oh yeah, this is totally fine, it's great. And so that's what happened here. Because he's talking really loud, you can't really but you see me ping over here. I heard a bunch of, I had footsteps, so I pinged it so that way my DPS or whoever was behind me could watch that while I was watching the front. Um, he doesn't say anything about that. I feel like that was pretty awesome of me because my awareness was fairly okay, in my opinion.
Here we go. What? Okay. What I
Here, this is usually how I play. Let all of my as an Arista tank every time I play, usually kind of aggressive. And so I always let them know if I'm being too aggressive, say something, I'll back off. I'm usually easy about it. Here, they didn't say shit. So I was mainly just playing it by ear on their callouts. um, I was so upset because usually I don't miss my spear. One right here. I usually don't miss spear this much. Like it's usually a 50-50 shot. This one, I think this entire match I missed like I think it was almost all. I was so upset about that and I think that's why I switched.
will say about the Orisa so far.
I also want to point before he says something because like I said he's gonna say that I play very anyways. Um when I play Orisa, I usually think of myself as the bully because I can knock people back, push them off the point, get in their face, and they won't have a problem. I won't have too many issues with healers healing. So I usually play the bully when it comes to usually, at least in my bronze matches, it's always the tank trying to get back to my healers. So I usually follow the tank around and keep him off my healers, so that way everybody else can do the job. And that's usually how I play, but I noticed immediately a difference playing with these guys. They were all focusing me and not people behind me, and it was terrifying.
What I will say about the Orisa so far is the Orisa is playing very, very, very close. Very close. And we've seen a lot of matchups in spectating bingo and spectating in general where, like, I always go, wow, I don't normally see team fights held here. That seems like one of those situations, you know? Possibly. So far, hard to say. Gonna start with the Cass. Oh, what a stick. You know, I don't...
Okay, so right here, he doesn't say anything about this, but at least not for this area, I chose to stay on the point because I wanted to help our team, and I knew that all of my plat players run around and go out killing things, and here I usually, in a bronze match, I would turn around and help my DPS with a freaking pain in the asses. But because I knew that Tracer was also their bronze, I don't know if we just silently made a mutual agreement to try and avoid each other as much as possible. But that's kind of what we did. It was just like a silent agreement to just ignore each other.
I just want to say I don't think it's the cast. Like, I don't know why, but I just don't think it's the cast. You say the cast hasn't hit a shot? Yeah, but like, there's moments on cast where you'll play like this, or an altar, and like, you just won't hit a shot. But, it just feels like the cast is playing with the team, trying to help peel, playing with the core. I look at the positioning a lot to try to figure out. I always talk about positioning. I constantly talk about positioning, right? It very much seemed like the cast there was in a pretty good spot. But now let's go to the Reaper for a second. We'll go back to the cast, but I want to see the Reaper.
So right here I get nanoed. This is the first time that I got nanoed, and it shocked me. I was flabbergasted. I expected her to nano anybody else but me, but I think she chose, because I'm pretty sure throughout the entire she nano. I'm not sure if that's correct. I can't smile. But I think she was doing that on purpose to attempt to make me look better or to make her look worse. I'm not sure. It was amazing. I loved her so much. Her comms were she didn't talk as much because I mean supports they don't really talk. But her comms were really it was this person's behind us or stuff like that. But I specifically asked her and Dirty Dan to call me out my bullshit if I'm way too forward, you know, all that stuff. If I'm being a bad tank essentially. And I don't remember Dan saying much, but I always remember Sleepy like letting me know, hey, you're a little too far forward, or hey, can come back with me, and I'm just like, hey, I'm right there. So I do want to say that Sleepy is just they all are, but she's got a personal spot in my whole heart.
All right, I think, without a doubt, it is not.
So I remember right in this exact moment, I was upset because I didn't kill not anybody, but I was okay with that because I immediately, and this is the first time that I raised my voice to everybody, like, everybody's half health, if that helps. And I was panicking. I was like, everybody's half health, just go.
Not the Reaper. I am almost certain it's not the Reaper. I am almost certain it's not the Reaper. Reaper's hitting a consistent amount of shots, has an idea where they want to go to, making some good plays. Like, I really don't think it's the Reaper. I'm gonna go to the brig now. Thanks for the cramps out. Thank you. I don't honestly. I actually don't think it's the brig either because I saw the brig make a really good play on the Genji already. And when I saw that play happen with the brig, I was like, that brig is playing pretty smart. But I'm gonna watch the brig. Let's see the position in a brig. Trying to proc and spot.
Yeah, I swapped to Zarya. I swapped to Zarya because last couple of times I played tank, it was between Orisa, Ball, Zarya, and usually I play Zarya depending on how the other team is acting. And so I made the executive decision to go Zarya, and I thought it was going to be a great play, and everybody else was like, yeah, do it. So I was just like, let's do it. And apparently, not as good as I thought it was.
Fire already. It's not break. It's not break. I can tell you why. This brig is already going, you know what? I need a peel for my team. I've seen enough spectating games now to know that if you're not, it is rare to get a support who is willing to go and peel right away and take away the map control. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but the Brig is playing smarter, going, okay, listen, I need to get on the Tracer here. I need to protect my backline. I need to proc Inspire. That's playing Brig really well. Understand that, like, going for the Tracer is the play. Now, it might be a little bit out of position here, but their team's there, right? Yeah, I don't think it's the Brig. I really don't think it's the Brig. I don't think it's the Mei, and I don't think it's the Brig. That leaves 3 players. Let's go with Kiriko for now. Let's see if it's Kiriko. Good Kitsune. Is it in before it's the Brig? Yeah, but even if it's the Brig, even if it's the Brig chat, can we can probably agree that the Brig is playing well, even if it is the Brig.
Oh. I wanted to point out something that he just reminded me of, saying that the Brig is playing well. My entire team, they all debated for like the first 5 minutes of us waiting for to pick a map on what we wanted. They spent the first 5 minutes deciding on whether or not they should play their mains and just downplay their skills as best as they could. And then they finally like all chose together to pick their non-mains. Characters that they didn't really know how to play. So him saying that the Brig was doing really well, if I remember right, and I'm probably not. I think Dan said that he was surprised he was Brig, but he was happy with it. Sleepy, I don't know if it's her main, but I definitely know she is an amazing. I love it, and I aspire to be as.
Considering another payload, yeah, because the Fox. Did you think it might be Kiriko? Maybe, but like, I'll stay on the Mercy for now. But I don't think it's the Mercy. There's also a Lucio in spawn, which makes me believe that already on the other team it's off to Lucio. I'm telling you right now.
So, that Lucio made us all laugh because we were all joking about wall riding as Lucio as much as possible. And so the fact that he says that makes me laugh because we thought that was gonna be one thing that he'd be like, that's weird, because that's what we were told to do by the admins.
On the other team, it is not the Lucio. I can guarantee it is not the Lucio on the other team. Already. Yeah, I'm gonna watch the Mercy for a little bit longer here and see. Because why not, right? Yes, the Mercy was Kiriko before. I don't think it's the Mercy. I really don't. I'm seeing good movement. I'm seeing some fun plays. Like, even though, like, obviously, like, you're not gonna ideally make that play specifically there, you know, it makes me believe it's not the Mercy. I think the Mercy played that, like, the movement was pretty good there. The Kiriko play wasn't that bad. Made some good decisions. We're seeing it with Mercy here, going back between damage boost and heal boost. Let's go back to the Zarya now. I'm very curious, because Zarya was the Orisa that played really close. So I want to see how Zarya plays this. 48% on grab. Has Zarya grabbed yet, out of curiosity?
I had not. For some reason that, like, usually my grab charge is pretty freaking good. That entire game, it was not. It was very slow, and I was about that as well. But this next kill, I believe, is free that I got. I'm not. I turn around and I'm like, ah, I'm kind of out of the way. I'll just wait for him to finish and then I'll kill him. And I'm surprised I actually got that because I was worried about, I think there was somebody behind me that. Oh. Here, it looks super lost, and that's because everybody started ulting. I wasn't sure what the heck was going on. So I truly was lost at this point. I was like, I don't know who to look at now. There's nobody here. I'm really insulted with or not insulted, I'm disappointed in myself. Because that right click, totally unnecessary, did not need to be that high, and I'm upset at that. Because it was embarrassing when I watched it.
My early take on this is I think it's Zarya. Because I saw where Zarya held on attack, or
Hearing him say this for the first time crushed me, but I knew it was gonna happen. Because my tank sucks.
defense Hollywood, and that was the Orisa that held really close. And right now, I'm not seeing too much aggression by the Zarya. The Zarya, you know, going on cart's fine. Not trying to get energy yet.
This is where I said that he said that I was on the cart way too much. And that's because I noticed that every time I wasn't on the cart, my team wasn't pushing the cart. So I was like, oh, well, I don't want us to lose this and then, like, have to pop off. So I just chose to stay close to the cart as much as possible. And if the enemy team chose to get kind of close, I would start getting aggressive, push them back as best as I could. Which didn't really happen as much, so I was like, hey, free push, right?
Not many right clicks. We just saw one, right? Not trying to make a play too much.
He didn't watch me enough because I feel like I right clicked damn near that whole game because they were all so far back. But I'm not gonna hold that against him because, like I said, he didn't really watch me. He just knew right away that it was the bronze and he was like, yeah, I'm out of here.
Right clicking now, like, it makes me feel like it could be the Zarya very much. It very much seems like not really wanting to go make a play and kind of like wasn't quite sure of what to do on second point there specifically.
I don't want to say that I didn't know what to do. I mean, he's not wrong. I didn't because I was too busy. I think that at some point, I think it's further on in the video, he like zooms out and sees that I'm all the way on cart, my team's back, and they're all hiding. And it does come up, but they're all the way back and really far away from me, and that was done on purpose. And I like never looked back at my team. I noticed somebody in his chat had mentioned something about I never looked back at my team. That's because I didn't need to, because their comms were just that good. I already knew where they were and I could hear exactly. I think the only person that I couldn't figure out where they were was Sleepy and Classic. Because Classics was quiet most of the game. I mean, he made his callouts pretty well. Or they made their But anyways, Classics made their callouts pretty well every now and then. But they didn't really explain where. And everybody else was like, oh, behind, and I'd turn or something like that. If they asked for help, I'd help as best I can. If somebody was getting ready to ult, they would say they were, and if I could see them, I'd bubble them. But sadly, that never happened. But like I said, somebody says that just bugs me because usually as a support player, I know where my entire team is, always looking. But as a tank, I can't risk looking, especially when I know I'm going against so many other people that are better than me. So I didn't want to look anywhere else but at the enemy team that was right, because I knew my team could take care of whatever behind me, and if they didn't, they would ask.
Didn't know if they wanted to play aggressive, play back, go for high ground. They ended up just staying on the cart. I am going to give it a little bit of time and see.
Like I said, I played cart because my entire team was off killing people. This is it. This is where it happens, and this is comment he's going to make. We'll see.
I really think that something I can start doing more and more now is looking at the reaction to like where a play is. And if you notice that when there's a window here, the Zarya's reaction was to stay on the cart. Everybody else kind of went to the side of the map. I was like, okay, I don't want to peek that window. When I see this, I'm like, okay, Zarya's a bit out of position consistently.
So for this, I'm gonna call him straight out. I was so offended about this because when he ulted, they were all already over there trying to kill. The only person who did move out of the way, who you can kind of see right here, fade. She faded around and went. I think she was trying to get the. But he says that I'm out of position and in risk of being dead. Yeah, I am for a few seconds, but I move forward. And the only reason why I was right here is because I knew I had my bubble and I bubbled, so I can attempt to make some shots at the map, which didn't really work out. So I moved forward under, and he couldn't hit me. And I knew he was the only one there, so I wasn't too.
Consistently on that one, but I'm gonna keep watching. Zarya's only worrying about what's like in front of them right now. Grab.
He says that I'm only worried about what's in front, but I already explained that. Like, I was, because I already knew what was going on behind me.
Okay, so far, I feel like if I'm basing this off of one thing, I'm basing this off of positioning.
Don't make fun of my crouch spam. We were all laughing and giggling in the chat.
And so far, out of all the people's position in Zarya right now, it's kind of all over the place in the sense that, like, Zarya's like, I'm going to the cart and I'm going to push that cart. If there's a window, I'm not worried about it, okay? If there's somebody in front of me and a bunch of ults,
there was no need to be worried about that window. It was one bap. And I was under the thingy right here. But whatever, it's fine.
I'm not worried about it. Is my teammate High Nuna behind me? Not my problem, right? So, I'm curious to see, like, right now a grab would be pretty good. Playing aggressive.
So, this grab, I was really embarrassed of this grab because I thought the Zend was and my grab did not go where I wanted it to. I guess I was aiming too high, which I see now I was. It went back here, but I wanted it to be up here, and that didn't happen. So I was a little sad about that, but it's whatever. Because the Hanzo, he kind of makes. He doesn't get everybody, but he helps. Oh, and the Moira. So yeah, they kind of hid my mistake a little bit, but it was there, it happened, and it's sad.
And like, I think this is alright. I really do. Because like, the whole focus has been going to the cart over and over again, using bubble kind of at random.
He says I use my bubble at random. I don't think I was, but I'm not gonna lie, that entire match, I was prepared to be a support and I got put in as a tank, so I was way more nervous than I wanted to be. So I'm pretty sure, I don't remember the exact stats, but usually when I play Zarya, my 50-50, my right click is, and I was really proud of that, so I was like, oh yeah, let's do Zarya. That was a mistake, because I'm pretty sure my stats that game was not anywhere near 50-50.
Like sometimes using it, some.
Oh, my bubbles. I feel like I used my bubbles more defensive because my teammates were giving me pretty good heals, and like I said before, I was all the way back on the cart, just wanting the cart because everybody else was way back here. um, but I mean, I guess you could say that it was random. I only used my bubble when I was getting ready to push forward into them because I knew every time I pushed forward, they focused me and it was terrifying. The only other time I would use my bubble when I'm low health like this in case something does happen, like their cast comes around and tries to hammer.
Sometimes not. Not really going for the melee combos, not really going for the plays. Like, there's just a lot happening there. I want to see one thing before I go back there. Okay, so let me look at that.
As a bronze player, I know some more bronzes have been getting used to the melee combos. I am one of the bronzes that just for some reason can't. I've been trying to do it more, and it's just hard. It really is. I don't know why, because it's on my mouse button. But I mean, it's whatever. Been getting better at the melee combos lately in the last couple of days, but during this I was not about it.
Half. Look at the beginning here of where everybody sets up. Now, what do we notice, chat? Where I've talked about positioning before, everybody on the team is setting up high.
Alright, see, this is where I blame my team. They could have said something, and I would have moved. And I'm a little cranky about that. But I set up, I stood somewhere back here, and I asked them, I was like, do you guys want to play this corner, or do you guys want to play in front of the car? And they were just like, you pick, we want this to be like your matches. And I was like, okay. I was like, we're gonna play up here, because matches, um, they could have said that they were all back here. They didn't tell me that because I just kind of assumed when I agreed that we were gonna be up here, they were just gonna be behind me, and they weren't, so that was my mistake for not checking.
High ground. They're like, okay, listen, we want to play a little bit back. We don't want to play the choke. Everybody here.
They didn't say that. But whatever.
Set up on high ground because a lot of times you'll see as you climb the ranks, you set up high ground a lot more. You stay further back than playing the choke. So this is why I think if it is the Orisa, I'm going based off of purely positioning at this point. Like, it just that's because like I don't normally see a setup here, right? So automatically when I see the Ana and the cast up here, I go, okay, you know what? I don't think it's the Ana or the cast. The Tracer went down there to help, and the Mercy is having some fun over here with Battle Mercy. I don't think it's the Mercy. Because the Orisa stays there too. He doesn't try to back up. Just is like, I'm gonna hold forward. Eventually tries to back.
So when I play Orisa, I always back up like that, especially when their tank is being that aggressive, because I don't want somebody like, I don't know who this, their Genji. I think that's their Genji. I don't want their Genji to get past me, go straight for Ana or my Mercy. So I always back up like this to try and protect myself. Um, I think I already used my Holt because she was trying to push me, and then I think that's when I immediately brought out what is it called? The spinny spin the spear button. I used that button to knock her back off the point because I didn't want her in my face anymore. So I was trying to shove her back. And he comments on how I'm trying. No, I was doing that on purpose, I promise.
Back up if I then runs out of cooldowns. I think it's the Orisa.
And here, I'll give him this. I had no cooldown. I mean, I had all my cooldowns. I used my Holt because I was taking quite a bit of damage. And I guess technically I wasn't because my Mercy was on me, and so was my. But I also didn't want to take more because that's when I noticed that for some reason they all just honed in on me because I was in their face, which is fine. I probably would have done the same. This is one of those spears that I was really upset that I missed because usually I don't have this big.
to the end of the VOD here just to watch this half and see what happens on the setups on both sides again. Oh, well, I mean, listen, chat.
So here I changed to ball because obviously my Dario wasn't working and they were just bull. So I was hoping that ball was going to be better because usually I don't have a huge issue with ball. But I didn't know they were going to play Ramacha at the time. Otherwise I wouldn't have gone ball. And this first hook that I make, I was so embarrassed that I was so upset. I was like, I can't believe that just happened. I always hit those damn cars. I don't know why I angled my. I didn't angle.
If they're going Wrecking Ball right now, we're gonna get a really good indication here. We're gonna get a really good indication.
I saw that. I didn't see that before. Somebody in the chat asked if I was shooting the deflect. I don't think I was. I was focusing tank, not the G, but it's possible. My shots were going straight
Here, okay?
Look at that. That was embarrassing.
I can't get the zoom in to work. Why
Because usually I'd hook here, I'd go on the other side of the car, I'd go in, I'd slam, and then I'd come straight back. Because usually by then I've taken quite a bit of damage and I want to get back to my. Which I did, I made it back to my.
zoom in? I can't get the zoom in. Here we go. Alright, so far it's looking a lot like Wrecking Ball.
This one was better. I was happy that I hit this, and I was immediately after I got out there, I wanted to hit the May because I saw she was low. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I was just a few seconds. I don't know. I was slow on that. I think I was spamming it, and for some reason it just wouldn't pop off. But it happens. Here she Maywalled me and I got stuck and I was so upset because I was like, why can't I move? And then I was like, shit, she Maywalled me.
I'm gonna be real with you. I still think it might be the ball. I'll drive it, right? Oh, yeah.
Here, this is where I was upset and I was like, ah, I should have switched, but I didn't want to switch because I almost had. With ball, he generates his ult fast, and that's why I like to play him because I always get his ult pretty fast. Right here is where I got upset because I was like, man, Ramacha's got me. He threw that down, and I was like, oh, I could probably escape as long as I get this off in time, which I didn't. He says that. And then the May was in my face, slowing me down even more, and I tried to get my hook, but I got booed back into the.
Okay, listen. I'm gonna tell you why I think it's Wrecking Ball, and I think this is like a good way to show this. Okay, look at good pile drive here. If we want to talk about like a good pile drive location, this is a good pile drive. But what do we see right here? The Wrecking Ball doesn't use their E for a while. Look at they don't use their E. They wait like 3 seconds to use it.
Yeah, I couldn't remember why. I can't tell you why I took that long. Usually I hit it immediately after I come out. I guess for that, like I said, I was super nervous. I probably just spaced that I had abilities.
And they lost like the ability to get the shield and get out of there. They just went in, pile drive, went in, pile drive. I feel like it has to be the tank on this team.
Here, I was hoping to get further out, honestly. I didn't care if I hit anybody. I wanted to get further out so I could get out of that because I knew that fight was over. I lost 2 people already. I'm pretty sure, I don't remember where. I think she was somewhere back in the area over here. But I didn't want to land there. I was hoping to get further. I didn't. It's fine. But as soon as I saw that they were both using their ult, I just gave up. I was like, yeah, it's over.
It's Wrecking Ball. Right? It's Wrecking Ball. Okay, then where's the rest of the setup at? Back on the point this time. Wait, no.
So this time he makes fun of me. He makes fun of me, and I'm gonna tell you, right in this moment, my mind was blown. I was like, okay, guys, I'm gonna play closer to the point, and they were like, okay, yeah, we'll play point. And so I just stayed in this corner, and like, I think if I remember right, I saw Sim getting ready to take her shot, so I like think I wanted to be like move over so I can get a spear shot in. Can't remember. I think I was more concerned making sure they got out of there if they needed to get out of there. If for some reason they couldn't, I wanted to quickly get over there, push her back. That makes
Wait. Wait. Yeah, it's Orisa. Sim just going for early spam damage. But Orisa was like, oh, okay.
I was not like, oh, okay. I wanted to be able to get to her if she needed me to be her human body shield.
Yeah, it's positioned for.
Which is exactly what happened. She moved back and I moved in front of her because I didn't want her to take more than. I didn't want her to die.
It's Orisa. It's Orisa.
I thought, I'm gonna tell you right now, I thought about going in front of that Rhine. I'm glad I didn't.
I'm gonna see some of how this defense goes here. I'll finish out this half to see, but I'm more than positive it's the Orisa.
I can't remember why I looked back there. I think I heard. Cause you'll watch me continuously look back in that direction. I think I was hearing Maddie. They killed her. So I'm wondering if I was hearing the Farah's footsteps. Because I'm pretty sure in this play she's up here. And I was hearing it in my right headphone. And usually, like, sometimes you can kind of tell with my headphones because I do have surround sound. But sometimes you just can't. And so I was just like, oh, right ear, they're on this side. So I was like trying to look and see if they were like in the stairwell or something. It didn't occur to me that they were up here, but that's who I was hearing, as I was hearing the Farah, and I thought somebody's behind. And I'm pretty sure, I think that's what I told them. I was like, hey, I think some.
Yep. We're seeing the random cooldown usage. Watch it not be.
That was not random. I mean, okay, the halt was, but everything else wasn't really random.
Like, watch it not be the Orisa.
See, I wanted to. That one was justified. I wanted to block as much and then get out of there. Alright, here, I'm embarrassed. Because I didn't see this. I didn't look at this. I just heard justice, and I'm pretty sure I immediately used ability and looked up because I was like, I'm pretty sure. And that's in that moment I was like, ah, shit, she's not there.
I am.
Pretty sure in that moment it was just panic spam button usage. I was like, I don't want to die, I don't want to die.
I am committed to going with that as the play. Now let's figure out who the bronze is on the other team here. We're gonna get this right. We have not gotten two right before. Well, technically last week we did, but that's because also there was 10 bronzes in that game. So
I think I'm gonna skip through some of this.
Start with the Junker Queen. I'll be able to tell right away.
There's a spot. I do want to talk. I mean, what happened? Just trip over the cat?
All I did.
Anyway. The rest of this, he makes some comments about me. They're pretty, we've already covered all of them. The rest of it is just him going over these, but there is one thing that I do mention. Maddie had better actors than my team. That or they were just taking it way more seriously than my team was, because like I said, we were just all having fun in that Discord. We were just laughing, we were making jokes, making fun of each other. Um, but her team, watching the rest of this video, I was like, oh wow, like they were really bullying him. Like I couldn't even tell that they were plat. That's how good they were acting. Like I knew they were obviously, but I was like, oh, they're playing this off pretty well. But the Genji that they had later on, they turned into Pharah, and I believe they killed Spawn. See if I can find it.
And this Genji. Let's go back to that Genji to start this round, okay? Ooh, they're on Cass.
Oh,
Is this for
this
the
made me
hardest
laugh. This made me laugh. I was like, why did they use that spray?
achievement in the game? I don't think it's bad. Let me see though. Let me see. I'm gonna give it a second here. I'm actually gonna go here now for a second to watch this retake is Wrecking Ball by the Junk.
And then look at that, they missed their hooks on purpose.
Yeah, I learned nothing from this. So this is the Zen. This will be a little bit easier to see too. I want to say it might not be. Wait, where's this May at? Let's see this May.
There's a part. Yeah, I think it's right.
Oh, here we go. Okay, this is gonna be good because I play a lot of.
Do you see? This is the exact moment. We all saw this, and the entire Discord on the blue team exploded. We all just started laughing because if I remember right, his stats were insane. I believe it was 30 to 34 to 7. It was a high number, and we all saw that, and he was like, he's trying to fix his stats. And I was like, yeah, 34 to 7. Yeah, fix your stats. And then I looked at my team stats and I told him, I was like, alright, you guys need to chill because your guys' stats are kind of crazy too.
Diva, obviously, this is gonna help me decide.
Pretty sure
Okay,
I
Ron
told
Reinhardt
them
instead.
to just start dying. Right? Is it gonna show? I think it is. Oh no, it doesn't show.
Okay, here we
Hear
go.
it
Now we
though.
see Diva time. Let's go. Oh, Sigma. Okay, Sigma.
I think it's right here.
I like this switch.
Oh, you can see it. He turns around. This turret, Torb actually asked. He was like, I'm gonna be a bronze Torb. I was like, we gotta put this in a bronze place. And I was like, oh, you wanna put it in a place where bronze always put it? I was like, every match, there's always a turret. I told him I pointed right at the staircase, but he just threw it right here, so I mean, either way, that was still the spot, and the fact that his turret got that much damage makes me so happy. I think that was one of the.
I want to watch this Pharah. I think watching the Pharah is gonna be pretty good here.
Yeah, I think that was it. He was so stuck on the tank and the DPS, the Pharah. He was stuck on that for so long. It made me laugh because this is why I thought Maddie didn't belong in bronze, at least as her choice, because she's just that. She's not. I don't want to say she's that good. I mean, obviously, there's some mistakes that led as low as she is. I mean, or she's just stuck in EL. Either works. Um, she wasn't a perfect tracer, but she was definitely a good tracer. Every time I watched her, especially in our pre-event matches where we did her, I was watching her just doing crazy stuff, and I was like, there, it's gonna be hard for them. So the fact that he was stuck on the tank made me laugh because that's what told me that they were acting so great versus my team. Because my team, they were literally just having fun, and that's all we wanted to do, have fun. I mean, we wanted to win and we wanted to pull it off, but I think after they realized, like, we didn't talk about it, but I think they realized that it was gonna be easy to tell that it was me. We just all kind of were like, let's just have fun. But I think we'll move on to, now that I've covered that, like that excuse, the whole entire. So I will always recommend Discord, which I will stick that. There, it's just this nice community in there, and like you can ask for tips on how to get better. It's just nice. It's amazing. I think we can. Ha 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 ha. I have. So we won't obviously watch the Hollywood. I won't force us to watch Hollywood. I don't remember. Oh yes. I'm not gonna make Hollywood map. I only want. I think the only one that I want. We did have 3 that we did. Um, in my opinion, the second game, which I'm glad they didn't use that one. Both teams kind of just didn't care about trying to hide the fact that we were trying to act like bronze. So we won't watch that one, but I do want to show you guys this fun one. This last one, it was just a fun one. I'm probably saying it. The fish map. They brought it up and we were all like, this is. I should have tried to load this in a long time ago. Might be too old. Let me reload. Or watch. There it goes. I get it. But if not, we'll just been trying to. Huh. I don't know if it's gonna work. Not gonna work. That's okay. But anyways, I could probably show you. Oh, it's not up anymore. But the fish map, you've probably seen it with other streamers. But that fish map, like they put us in it, and we were like, this gross. Like we hated everything about it, and like as soon as we went in, we were just like, let's just play for fun. And I guess there's these like there's these jump pads that take you to certain parts of the map, and there's like one, two, um, one of the DPS on my team, they they flew off the map like 3 or 4 times because they slid into the jump pad as Sojourn. And after the first time they did it, they were like, "Hey guys, come look!" And then we all stopped in front of the jump pads, and they showed us them just essentially yeeting themselves off the map. And we're just like, "Oh my god, yeah, don't do that." And then later on, no, they did it again. um, I wish I could have shown you guys it. It was so fun. You really should join that Discord of a whole bunch. Um, that Titanus map, it had an elevator that goes down, and it like really fascinated the entire team because as soon as they found it, they spent like half of the match just on that elevator. It was pretty funny. Um, one of the healers also decided to play Life Order, which also was hilarious because we all started asking for uppies. That was fun. It's just in general a good time with those guys. But I think the rest of the stream, if nobody wants to join, I will play till I get my. And I might join Fortnite. Get into it. Sorry, I'm eating. I made dinner and I'm hungry. I was out gardening in my mom.